Welcome back to Lincoln Vault. Today we are diving into the fascinating world of coin collecting and talking about one of the most interesting pennies out there, the 1982 Lincoln cent. You may have heard that some of these coins are worth a lot of money, but what makes them valuable, and how can you tell if you have one? Stick around as we break down everything you need to know. History of the 1982 Lincoln penny. The Lincoln cent was first introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Designed by Victor David Brenner, this penny has remained a staple of American currency for over a century, but in 1982 something significant happened. The U.S. Mint made an important change to the composition of the penny. Prior to 1982, pennies were made of 95% copper and 5% zinc and tin. However, due to rising copper prices, the mint decided to switch to a copper-plated zinc composition. Understanding the different varieties, one of the biggest reasons why 1982 Lincoln cents are so interesting is that there are multiple varieties. In total, there are 7 different versions of the 1982 penny. These include 1 1982 large date copper, 2 1982 large date zinc, 3 1982 small date copper, 4 1982 small date zinc, 5 1982D large date copper, 6 1982D large date zinc, 7 1982D small date zinc. Each of these varieties has distinct characteristics which determine its rarity and value. The large date and small date versions refer to the size of the numbers in the date, which can be compared to spot differences between them. The weight is also a key factor. Copper pennies weigh 31 grams while zinc pennies weigh 25 grams. Why some 1982 pennies are worth a lot of money? Certain 1982 pennies, especially the small date copper versions, are considered rare and valuable. The 1982D small date copper penny is one of the rarest because no official records indicate that it was ever made. However, a few of these pennies have been discovered and sold for thousands of dollars at auction. How to identify a rare 1982 penny? If you want to check whether you have a valuable 1982 penny, you should follow these steps. 1. Look at the date and determine if it is a small date or large date. A small date will have the number 2 positioned higher and with a weaker curve at the top compared to a large date. 2. Weigh the coin using a precise scale. If the penny weighs around 31 grams, it is made of copper and could be valuable. If it weighs around 25 grams, it is a common zinc penny. 3. Check for a mint mark. If you find a 1982D small date penny that weighs 31 grams, you could be in possession of a rare and valuable coin. Current market value of the 1982 Lincoln penny. The value of a 1982 Lincoln cent varies depending on its condition, rarity, and demand. Common 1982 pennies in circulated condition are worth face value, but if you have a small date copper variety, it could be worth a significant amount. As of recent auctions, the rare 1982D small date copper penny has sold for upwards of $15,000 in high grade condition. Other small date copper pennies can fetch anywhere from $50 to a few $1,000s depending on their condition and certification. Conclusion: so there you have it. If you have a jar of pennies at home, it might be time to start checking them because you could be sitting on a small fortune. The 1982 Lincoln cent is a fascinating coin that showcases the history and evolution of U.S. currency, and for lucky collectors it could also mean big money. Make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and let us know in the comments if you have any rare pennies in your collection. Thanks for watching and happy coin hunting. Today we are diving into the fascinating world of coin collecting and specifically looking at the 1978 Lincoln 1-cent penny. Is this common penny worth a fortune? Could you have one hiding in your pocket or coin jar? Stick around as we explore the history, design, minting errors, and current market value of this coin. History and background: the Lincoln cent series was first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Designed by Victor David Brenner, this penny has been in circulation for over a century. The 1978 D penny was minted in Denver as indicated by the D mint mark below the year on the obverse. During this time, the composition of the penny was 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, which means it carries intrinsic value due to its copper content. Mintage and circulation: in 1978, the Denver Mint produced approximately 4.28 billion Lincoln cents, making this a common coin in circulation. Even though billions were made, not all of them remain in Pristine condition. Finding one in uncirculated or high-grade condition is key to its value. Errors and rare varieties. What makes some 1978 pennies more valuable than others? Coin collectors are always on the lookout for minting errors. Here are a few error types that can increase the value of a 1978 penny. Off-center strikes. These coins were not properly aligned in the press and can be worth $10 to $100 or more depending on the degree of misalignment. Double die obverse. Some 1978 pennies show doubling on the lettering or date, making them more valuable and sought after by collectors. Repunched mint mark. This occurs when the mint mark was stamped more than once in different positions, creating a collectible variety. Die cracks and cuts. Small cracks in the die can cause raised lines or blobs on the coin, which collectors often find interesting and valuable. Current market value. Now let's get to the big question. How much is a 1978 penny worth? The value of this coin depends on its condition or grade. Circulated condition. If your 1978 penny has been in use, it is generally worth its face value of 1 cent, but due to its copper content it may have a melt value of around 2 to 3 cents. Uncirculated condition. A 1978 penny in mint state condition graded MS65 or higher by PCGS or NGC can fetch anywhere between $5 and $15. Rare varieties and errors. If you have a penny with any of the rare errors we mentioned earlier, you could be looking at values between $50 and several $100 depending on rarity and demand. Should you keep or sell? If you come across a 1978 Lincoln penny in great condition, it may be worth holding on to, especially if it has errors or a high-grade certification. While this coin is not as rare as some other Lincoln cents, its copper content and potential for errors make it a great addition to any coin collection. Conclusion. So there you have it. The 1978 Lincoln penny may not make you a millionaire overnight, but certain rare varieties and high-grade specimens can hold significant value. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more coin collecting tips and numismatic insights. Thanks for watching and happy collecting, where we dive deep into the fascinating world of the 1973 Lincoln penny, a coin that many collectors and everyday people overlook but may actually hold hidden value. We will explore the history of this coin, its design, features, mintage, rarity, and most importantly its value in today's market. So stay tuned, because you might have a valuable coin sitting in your pocket right now. To understand the significance of the 1973 Lincoln penny, we must first look at its origins and design. The Lincoln cent, first introduced in 1909, was created to honor the 100th birthday of Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the penny has undergone several changes over the years, but Lincoln's profile has remained a constant feature. By 1973, the penny still maintained its classic design, with Lincoln's portrait on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, which had been added in 1959 to celebrate the 150th anniversary of his birth. The 1973 Lincoln penny was struck in large quantities at 3 different United States mint facilities: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The Philadelphia mint coins bear no mint mark. The Denver mint coins carry a small D mint mark, while the San Francisco mint produced coins with an S mint mark. That year the coins were made of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, a composition that would change just a decade later in 1982, when the United States transitioned to a primarily zinc-based penny due to rising copper prices. One of the main factors that determine the value of a 1973 penny is its condition. Coins in circulated condition are generally only worth their face value of 1 cent, but uncirculated examples, especially those graded by professional grading services, can be worth significantly more. A standard uncirculated 1973 penny might sell for anywhere from a few cents to a couple of dollars, but certain high-grade specimens, particularly those graded MS67 or higher by PCGS or NGC, can fetch much higher premiums. Another crucial factor is rarity. While most 1973 pennies are common, there are a few varieties and errors that collectors eagerly seek out. Some of the most valuable varieties include double die obverse pennies, where the lettering or design appears to have been struck twice, leading to a noticeable doubling effect. Off-center strikes and coins struck on the wrong planchet, such as a 1973 penny struck on a dime planchet, are also highly desirable and can sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars depending on the severity of the error and its overall condition. So how much is a 1973 Lincoln penny worth today? The value largely depends on its grade and whether it has any errors or special characteristics. A regular 1973 penny in circulated condition is generally worth just face value or slightly more due to its copper content, since pre-1982 pennies contain about 2 cents worth of copper based on current market prices. However, if you have a high-grade example graded MS-67 or MS-68, you might be looking at a coin worth anywhere from $50 to $500 or more. Auction records show that some of the finest known specimens have sold for even higher amounts, making it worth checking your pocket change. For one of these hidden treasures, error coins, as mentioned earlier, can be extremely valuable. A 1973 double die penny can be worth $50 to several $100s depending on how pronounced the doubling is and the coin's condition. Off-center strikes can range from $20 to several $100s depending on how dramatic the misalignment is. A 1973 penny struck on a wrong planchet can be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars, especially if it was mistakenly struck on a silver dime planchet or a foreign coin. Blancas for proof pennies. The San Francisco Mint produced special proof coins for collectors in 1973. These coins feature extra sharp details and a mirror-like finish. Proof 1973 pennies are generally worth a few dollars, but deep cameo examples in perfect condition can sell for much higher prices, with some reaching over $100 in top grades. If you are wondering where to sell your 1973 Lincoln penny, there are several options available. Online auction sites such as eBay and Heritage Auctions offer a great way to reach collectors who are looking for rare coins. Coin shops and coin shows are also good places to get an appraisal and potentially sell your coin for a fair price. If you believe you have a high-value coin, it is always a good idea to have it professionally graded by a service like PCGS or NGC to ensure you get the best price possible. To sum up, while most 1973 Lincoln pennies are only worth their face value of 1 cent, certain varieties, high-grade examples and error coins, can be worth significantly more if you happen to find a pristine uncirculated 1973 penny or a coin with a rare minting error. It might just be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. So go ahead and check your loose change, because you never know when you might come across a valuable hidden treasure. That is all for today. Thank you for watching, and if you found this video helpful, do not forget to like, share, and subscribe for more coin collecting insights and numismatic history. Stay tuned for more valuable coin information, and happy collecting.